Hello and welcome to the Manchester Indoor Arena for this BoXX United Manchester World Indoor Tour Silver Level meeting. This is the first meeting of the World Athletics Indoor Tour of 2022 in this short, sharp indoor athletics season, which culminates, of course, in the World Athletics World Indoor Championships in Belgrade, Serbia from the 18th to 20th of March, just 8 weeks from now. The hierarchy at World Athletics have worked hard to build the dozens of big track meetings, indoors and out, into logical, progressive series that assist athletes building towards major championships. And this World Indoor Series stretches from many European venues over the next 8 weeks to China and the USA. But this is the kickoff of the indoor season for 2022. Eight athletes lined up then for the women's 60 metres. There is that lineup in full. Complete British field. A lot of young talent here. One of the favourites is gone. Desiree Henry, an Olympian from last summer, perhaps the most experienced in this field. The women's 60 metres, second time of asking. Emma Nwofor in 1, Mika Moore in 2, Nia Wedderson-Goodburn just 17 in 3, Amy Hunt in 4, Eve Wright in 6, Megan Marsden 7, Madison Vernon in lane 8. Away good this time. Getting into running now, Amy Hunt. It was a good start from Wedderson-Goodburn. But she crosses the line there, maybe a metre and a half to the good, does Amy Hunt. Made that look very, very straightforward indeed. The European Under-20 champion at 200 metres. This is a little on the short side for her, but she is a very accomplished performer at schools and age group international level, and surely has a big, big future in front of her. The World Championships, Indoor Championships qualifying standard for this event is 7.30. Amy Hunt winning at 7.21 in that women's 60 metres from Eve Wright, 7.44. The youngster, Wedderburn-Goodison, 7.45, a really good third. And it was close, wasn't it? Mika Moore, 7.48 in fourth. But quite a gap behind Amy Hunt to the rest. Very, very impressive. And the women's pole vault won by Sophie Cook with 4.25 from Elena Lampola. Lampola. Best of 4.36, having settled for second place on countback on this occasion. Sophie Cook is a 4.50 vaulter, so might be a little disappointed without the UK indoor champion. Sophie Ashurst in third, along with Emma Anderson, both of them on 4 metres. There's the lineup for the first of 2 heats in the men's 400 metres. Gustav Nielsen of Denmark, 7 times their champion, goes in lane 2. Avad B. Ingvaldsen of Norway goes in 3, a 48.09 performer. Nielsen, by the way, a 47.4 performer. And Ed Falls, just 19 years old, 45.7 outdoors last year, but European Junior Champion in Tallinn last summer. Wrapped up his season after those European Junior Championships in mid-July. But he is a wonderful talent, is Ed Falls. 48.7 is indoor best. I suspect there's a chunk to come off that this indoor season. There is Ed Falls out in lane 4. 3 athletes in this first of 2 men's 400 metre heats. Of course, the inside lane is kept vacant because those tight indoor bends create such a disadvantage. It really is unfair for any athlete put in lane 1. So in lane 2 is Gustav Nielsen of Denmark. In 3, Ingvaldsen of Norway. In 4, Falls of Great Britain, the European Junior Champion. Foles left a picture in the black socks, gets away well. I don't know what the athletes inside him are doing, but he has gone off the quickest by the looks of things. Leads into the second bend, so they come off that bend. When they pass the little red cones, they will break from lanes. Down off that second bend, and Foles does lead by about a metre as they go through. Foles leading then. Very tight for second and third, but it's so good to have the lead and to be pushing with Nielsen in second place. They're putting pressure on the others. Nielsen in second place, still about 3 metres down as Foles, the youngster in this field, continues to lead into the home straight. Beginning to struggle a little bit now. The stride length is gone, but it's been a brilliant run from Foles. Crosses the line there. What does Foles by 2 or 3 metres to the good? His lifetime best indoors was 48.74. Ed Foles, the winner of that first race in the men's 400 metres down the B race. 46.84 ahead of Ingvaldsen of Norway, 47.43, and Nielsen 47.74. Comfortable win for the 19-year-old Briton, who was European Under-20 champion from last year. So we go into the second men's 400 metres. Rabah Youssef of Great Britain, Essex Beagles athlete, formerly of Sudan, a 46.24 athlete, so experienced Youssef. Mihai Cristian Pizlaru of Romania, 47.4 athlete, goes in lane 3. And on the outside there, in that turquoise strip to left of picture, Mazen Al Yassin of South Africa, 46.35 athlete. Is very classy indeed. This is effectively the A race, and it should be very, very tight indeed. So just 2 athletes then in this men's A race, the 400 metres. Rabah Youssef has been disqualified for a full start, I'm afraid. The Newman Essex Beagles man. Mihai Cristian Pizlaru of Romania goes in 3. Mazen Al Yassin of South Africa in lane 4. They are underway. The first heat run in 46.84. A huge new indoor personal best for 19-year-old Ed Foles. And these two, Pizlaru, the Romanian champion, and Al Yassin of South Africa, a semi-finalist in the Olympic Games in Tokyo, putting on a good display now as they break from lanes and come to the halfway stage. It is Pizlaru of Romania who leads. 150 metres to go. Pizlaru driving on hard down the back straight. Al Yassin has got him in his sights and pushes hard to get past the Romanian. They're going to the final bend. The Romanian digs deep, keeps the South African at bay. This is a brilliant clash between this pair. Now, who's got the legs off the final belt? Al Yassin comes again and eases past the Romanian to take the win by 3 metres. Great contest between the pair of them. What a shame Rabah Youssef was disqualified for a full start. Second race in the men's 400 metres, Al Yassin 47.05, Pizlaru in second place, the Romanian, with Rabah Youssef disqualified. There's the lineup for the men's high jump. Look, Gash of Switzerland up against Dave Smith, Marco Fascinotti, he's the real class act in that field. Joel Clark-Kahn of Great Britain, Fabian Delrud of Sweden, and Will Grimsey completes the lineup in what is a small but high calibre men's high jump lineup. Gash, well, he gave his all in his 3 efforts at 2:30. The first wasn't great, the second was very good, the third was tantalisingly close. So frustrating for the Swiss, who has gone higher. He's a 2:33 performer outdoors. That third and final attempt at 2:30 was absolutely brilliant, so close to the mark. But he did win eventually, 2:24, a 3 centimetre win over Dave Smith. And Marco Fascinotti of Italy, a little off the pace today, the Italian, who is himself very much a world-class man, third with 2:18. Result of the women's long jump today, Lucy Hadaway 6:34, winning very narrowly from Abigail Uruzuru 6:31. Charlotte Jones down on 5:77. Stephanie Jones bringing up the rear. Good win that for Lucy Hadaway. Away they go then. Ibarzabal of Spain, wearing 1:16, easing through to the front. In fact, wearing the word pace, which makes an awful lot of sense. Bata moving onto her shoulder straight away is clearly very keen. 32 years old now, Bata, European champion back in 2014 in Zurich over 5,000 metres. She has 3 European silvers, a couple from cross country, and in 2016 in Amsterdam took the silver over 5,000 metres as well. But McGeehan in 3rd place behind Bata, and Giga slotting in to 4th place. Just over 3 laps to go then in this women's 3,000 metres, and Luisa Giga of Albania has built up a big lead, some 25 or 30 metres mid-race. The early pace was desperately so, outside 3 minutes by this 12-woman field, despite the pacemakers of Ibarzabal of Spain early on. But Giga here, an 8:44 performer, really almost putting to shame the rest of this field, because they could have gone with her. She didn't inject pace suddenly. She's built up this lead as she comes through now with 2 laps to run. Very steadily indeed. She's taken her time, but nobody could go with her despite the calibre of the field behind her. Chiara McGeehan, an Irish and Olympian, who's a sub 2-minute 800 metre runner and a 4-minute 1500 metre runner. Meraf Bata, a former European champion at 5,000 metres, is in that field as well. McGeehan leading. Sarah Healy, her compatriot, McGeehan leading the chase, I should say. Sarah Healy alongside her. They're isolated now in second and third, so they're beginning to close pretty rapidly on Geiger, but surely the little Albanian will be safe here with just one lap to run. She comes through, and here's the bell this time. The leaders are down to about 15, 17 metres as Healy steps off the track with one lap to run. McGeehan chasing hard into the back straight, closing dramatically quickly. This is desperately quick finishing from McGeehan. She's been saving this energy up outdoors. She's so consistent, a world-class performer over the last 2 or 3 summers. But now she has snatched victory away from the diminutive figure of Geiger. Down the home straight, McGeehan leads by 3 metres, crosses the line there, a couple of metres to the good. Healy, her compatriot, dropped out at the bell. Geiger has to settle for second place, and the rest of them come across the line in a very, very strange women's 3,000 metres. The first kilometre was 3:01. The second kilometre saw them go through just under 6 minutes. It was about a 2:58 kilometre, 2:59 second kilometre. Then much quicker that third kilometre. But Chiara McGeehan, well, doing just enough to take the win in the women's 3,000 metres and no more. Confirmation of that win for Chiara McGeehan in the women's 3,000 metres, 8:47 from McGeehan from Geiger. The time's almost irrelevant when the early pace with the first 2 kilometres was so slow. Geiger, 8:47.53, 0.3 of a second down, and Verity Ockenden a long way under 9 minutes as well, 8:51 for her in third place, the Briton. So a smallish but high caliber field in this men's 3,000 metres. Cameron Griffith takes them out, just checks over his shoulder there, like all good pacemakers should do early on, to make sure that they're not laying down too demanding a tempo. And moving well as they negotiate the first lap of this track in around 32 seconds. That's 8 minutes pace. It's a lot slower than has been requested. Still single file as they approach 3 laps to go now in this men's 3,000 metres. The stadium record 7:51 is in real danger here, set by Sesseman last year. They went through 1,500 and 3:57. It was a slowish first half, but it certainly picked up in the last 3 or 4 laps as they drive round this track now. It's Joel Ibler Lileso of Denmark who continues to lead, the European under-20 5,000 metres champion. 2 laps to run now as he continues to push hard. And it's Mohamed Al-Ghani of Qatar who in second place. In third place in the yellow is Yasin Boui of Italy, European indoor finalist 4 years ago. And Boui has 6 Italian indoor titles to his name. He's a really sharp indoor racer. In the green in 4th place as these 4 begin to get away is Daraman El Kayami of Spain, Spanish international. He's a 7:53 performer. The bell this time, and these 4 get away, and it's anybody's race. Still continuing to lead is Joel Ibler Lileso of Denmark. Now he's being challenged by Al-Ghani down the back straight. Al-Ghani goes past Lileso. So too indeed does the man in yellow, Boui of Italy. But it's beginning to gap to form behind that red strip of Al-Ghani as he drives towards the line down the home straight. This is quick, watch the time. Now he crosses the line, around 7:52 I got it, maybe just outside the stadium record. But it was a well executed run from Mohamed Al-Ghani of Qatar. Well, he's beaten a strong field there. Plenty of men who've gone a long, long way under 8 minutes. The World Championship qualifying standard is 7:50 exactly for an indoor 3,000, or 7:40 outdoors. 15 laps of the track. Takes real focus and determination on all those bends, and Al-Ghani there ran a very, very smart race to secure what turned out to be a pretty comfortable victory. And he looks all right, doesn't he? Pretty fresh. Algani's winning time in that men's 3000 then, 7:52.68. He just misses the stadium record. Abderrahman Al-Kayami in third place, the Spaniard there, behind Yassine Boui, who was about a second down in second place, the Italian. The first Briton in front of the home crowd, Ossian Perrin, 7:54.41. Denmark's Lilesso, 7:54 as well. The last of the five under 8 minutes there. Will Batazil exactly on 8 minutes, a 100th of a second. So they get going then in this women's 1500 metres, 7.5 laps of the track. Now, will the pacemaker Lorena Martin go out at anything like the requested pace? Perhaps the class act of the field is Claudia Bobăcea of Romania. She has run 4:07 indoors, but 4:01 outdoors. And indeed, it is Bobăcea who slots right in behind Lorena Martin, the pacemaker. Well, the only athlete to go with the pace in this women's 1500 metres with 3 laps to run is Bobăcea, Claudia Bobăcea, Romania. She's a 4:01 performer outdoors, and she really is showing her class here. Lorena Martin of Spain did a fine job as pacemaker. She was asked to go out to 800 in 2:09, and she did exactly that, which is about 4:03 tempo, very quick indeed. Bobăcea maintaining that pressure on the rest of the field. Back in second place at the moment is Georgie Hartigan. She's a 4:11 performer outdoors for Ireland. And also Jenny Selman of Great Britain, who's a 4:14 performer indoors. But they are probably 35, maybe 40 metres down on Bobăcea, who goes through with just under 2 laps to run now. And Bobăcea driving on hard down the back straight. The rest of the field ripped asunder by this very, very quick opening pace that had been requested. That must have been at the request of Bobăcea, because frankly, she's the only athlete in this field as they were lining up who could even contemplate holding on to a pace of almost 4 minutes. And that's 64 seconds per 400 or 32 per indoor lap. But the Romanian comes to the bell this time. She goes through in around 3:32. It's very impressive indeed, this from Bobăcea. This is going to be a quick time, one of the quickest in the world this year. This is the first, remember, of the World Athletics World Indoor Tour meetings, the first of 38 such indoor meetings. 100 metres to run for Bobăcea into the final bend, beginning, understandably, to look a little tired now. She continues to work hard, pumping really hard with the arms, Bobăcea. She's long and lean and maintaining that stride length. The gap is still 40 metres back to her pursuers. She crosses the line now. I got her at about 4:06 there, unofficially crossing the line. That is a superb solo effort from the Romanian. It indeed, I'm sure, is a personal best for Bobăcea. Hartigan, I think they're taking second place ahead of Selman. But that was a one-horse race. That was an exhibition run, quite frankly, from Claudia Bobăcea, who is running the Olympic Games in Rio at 800 metres, running the 1500 in Tokyo, going out in both Olympics in the first round. But she's a semi-finalist from the 1500 metres at the World Championships in Doha just over 2 years back, and has many, many Romanian titles indoors and out. And that was, frankly, for a first indoor outing of the season, a brilliant run from Claudia Bobăcea. Well, there's the result of that women's 1500 metres. Claudia Bobăcea winning 4:06.24, over 6 second winning margin from Jenny Selman. Georgie Hartigan taking third, in fact, not second. Marisa Damick in fourth place there in 4:20. But from Bobăcea, that really was a very, very quick run indeed. If she'd had athletes around her, I'm sure she'd gone several seconds quicker. Superb stuff from the Romanian. No pacemaker in the early stages of this men's 1500 metres. It's a small field, but probably ideal for these tight indoor bends as they get away at a very, very healthy tempo indeed. The early stages, single file already, and leading early on is Luke McCann of Ireland. So coming into the straight then with just over 3 laps to run, Luke McCann of Ireland holds the lead by some 5 metres or so. The early pace, well, it was solid, if not lightning quick, 58.5 at 400, 158.5 there or thereabouts at 800 metres. And as he heads down the back straight with just over 2 laps to run, now McCann just beginning to be reeled in by this pack. Tom Mortimer in second place in the red shorts, 3:39 performer outdoors, has the strength of a 5,000 metre runner. Kevin Lopez of Spain, a very, very quick finisher, goes through with 2 laps to run. If it was an outdoor track, they've just gone through the bell, but they're still tightly bunched because the pace hasn't been particularly demanding. As they head down the back straight for the penultimate time, Lopez now, who's always been a good racer, really smart, head and his shoulders, eases into the lead, going into the second bend of this penultimate lap, and now they've got a battle on their hands because Lopez is a canny racer. He's the smallest in the field, but as he hits the bell this time, the clock shows around 3:14, and as they get into the final bend, so Piers Copeland hits the front. Copeland, a really classy performer, the 23-year-old, holds the stadium record, and that surge from Copeland draws 5 metres out of the rest of the field in the space of about 60 or 70. There's no answer to that. Lopez hasn't got the guns today as Piers Copeland continues to drive hard towards the line. Watch the clock, it's going to be a very solid time off mid-race languid pace, and I get that unofficially at around 3:41.5, but Piers Copeland, well, he coped with that with fabulous ease, didn't he? Result of the men's 1500 metres, then Piers Copeland winning comfortably by well over a second, 3:42.14 from Carlos Sainz of Spain, James McMurray 3:43.39. Kevin Lopez running out of steam on that final lap in 4th place with 3:43.70, and the early leader, the Irishman Luke McCann, back in 5th, 3:43.88. It's time for the 60 metres for men, a flat 60 metres. This is the first of 2 heats. The athletes out there, and there is the lineup. For the second time of asking then, these athletes in the first of 2 heats in the men's 60 metres go into their blocks. Jamil Harris-Blair, the Briton who was in lane 8, has been disqualified. The lineup from the near side: Jamil Quaino in 2, Tommy Ramdan in 3, Adam Thomas in 5, Jonah Efaloko in 6, and James Daseolu, European champion in 2014, to the extreme left of picture. Daseolu gets away well, so does Adam Thomas. Thomas leads at the moment in the colours of Loughborough. Thomas leads all the way to the line. They're coming through strongly with Efaloko, I think, beside him, but Thomas takes it. That really impressive from James Thomas. Wow, Adam Thomas, I should say. Daseolu might have chased him down if it had been a full 100, but over 60, there is not much room or much time in which to make up any gaps. Let's take a look at that once more. Yes, Adam Thomas really quick out of the blocks. Daseolu not bad at all. Well past 30 now is Daseolu. He's quick through the middle of the race, but doesn't have time to chase down Adam Thomas. 6.64 for Adam Thomas, 1/100 of a second outside the world indoor qualifying time. Jonah Efaloko is 6.69 and Tommy Ramdan 6.72. Those are the 3 automatic qualifiers for the 60 metres final for men later on in the afternoon. There is the lineup for this second heat. Confidence Lawson goes in 2, Jeremiah Azu in 3, Oliver Bromby in 4, then Andrew Robertson in 5, Dom Ashwell 6, Jamal Roden-Stevens in 7, and Henry Nwoke. So, once more into their blocks, these athletes. We're down to 5 athletes, I should say. Lawson in 2, Azu in 3, Bromby in 4, Robertson in 5, and Nwoke to the left of picture in lane 8, Henry Nwoke, a little isolated. Good this time, really good running from Jeremiah Azu. Azu looks like he's leading this one. It's really tight. Maybe it was Andrew Robertson coming through in the all-black strip in 5. Hard to tell from that. I think it was really tight between those two. Robertson is quicker by some margin on paper, best of 6.54. And as the result of the second heat for the men's 60 metres, Jeremiah Azu 6.60, Andy Robertson 6.63. Both of them quicker than the winner of the first heat, and Oliver Bromby 6.66. Those three go through by right. Confidence Lawson in fourth there, 6.77. I think that's the same time as Dasaolu, who was fourth in the first heat. There's the lineup for the men's 60 metres final. Well, I heard lane 2 being mentioned by the officials, but he is still in there. He is still in there, so Dasaolu not disqualified. Not quite sure what the problem was, but we are down to 5. Here we go again, the men's 60 metres. And away this time, really good running from Robertson there in the middle, getting away from the rest of them, and actually it was very, very tight indeed. I think it was Robertson who took it second from the top, wearing number 8. Andy Robertson, UK international, who has a World Indoor Championship qualifying standard. That World Indoor Championship qualifying standard, 6.63. He's run 6.54 as Robertson. And he took that one. Didn't get the best of starts, but very, very quick through the second half. Of course, generally in 100 metre racing, top athletes reach their high point, their top speed around 70 metres. Confirmation of that win in 6.60 for Andy Robertson, in of Adam Thomas and Jonah Efoloku. Confidence Lawson just outside the top 3, and James Dasaolu back in 5th place. 3 disqualifications in that final, very sadly, but brilliant running from Andy Robertson to win by, as it turned out, just 2/100ths of a second from Adam Thomas. So to our first track action of the afternoon, and it's the women's 60 metre hurdles. There is the lineup into their blocks for the second time then in this women's 60 metre hurdles. Nwofo, who was in lane 6, a full start, has seen her disqualified. Gravesgaard of Denmark goes in lane 1 to the right of picture. Kate Doherty of Ireland in 2. Heather Patton of Birchfield Harris, the Briton, in 3. Sarah Lavin of Ireland goes in 4, with the blonde hair in the centre. Barrett in 5, Mars in 7, and Jenna Blundell on the far side in lane 8. Well, they get away this time, and very quick to the first barriers. Gravesgaard. Gravesgaard leading at the moment, and going through on the middle is Lavin. Very tight there for the win, but I think Gravesgaard probably took it. She had a fabulous start, was certainly quickest to the first barrier. Lavin came through late in the race. We'll take another look at that. But Gravesgaard certainly quickest out of the blocks. Brilliant start from the Dane. On paper, certainly not the quickest in that field. There are 2 or 3 there faster than her. Mette Gravesgaard taking the win, then 8.02 from Sarah Lavin, who was coming through late in the race. Megan Mars, 8.18 in 3rd place. That's a new personal best for Megan Mars. And Blundell, 8.21 in 4th place. That's a huge personal best for the 20-year-old in 4th. The athletes are lined up and ready then for the next race on the track. The men's 60 metre hurdles. Miguel Pereira, the Harrow AC athlete, goes in lane 2 alongside Dave King, the British Olympian. The lineup then from these 4 left in. Miguel Pereira, the Harrow AC athlete, goes in lane 2. Jalen McConaughey of the USA in the headband goes in 4 in the centre there. Koen Smet of the Netherlands, second to left. He's a 7.65 athlete. He is quick, second quickest in the field. And Wellington Zaza of Liberia to the left of picture in lane 6. Well, away this time. Really good start there from Koen Smet of the Netherlands, putting the pressure on the rest of them. Zaza going well on the far side too. It's very tight to the line. Smet went backwards, and I think McConaughey might have come through to take that one. It was between McConaughey in 4 in the headband and Wellington Zaza of Liberia. Really tight at the line there. Smet got a fabulous start and certainly led over the first 2, maybe 3 flights, but then began to lose momentum when maybe the others were still accelerating. And I think it might have been McConaughey who took that one, the 23-year-old American. The win confirmed then for Jalen McConaughey, 7.70, a new stadium record. Wellington Zaza, 7.72 for Liberia, really, really close behind. And Koen Smet, 7.73, 3/100ths of a second, covering the first 3 in that men's 60 metre hurdles. Pereira in 4th place. And so to the track for the women's 800 metres, the first middle distance action of the afternoon. There is that full lineup for the women's 800 metres then. Bundy Davies is the pacemaker, has been asked to go out in 57.58. That's perhaps a little optimistic. Quickest on paper is Yarigo of Benin. Look out too for Louise Shanahan of Ireland. So 4 laps of the track then. In the orange bottoms is Isabel Boffey. She slots into second place with Bundy Davies out in front. And they need to be going through here in just under 30 seconds if they are going to be like anything like on schedule. Well, around 28 and a half seconds there, the first lap. So it is quick, there's no doubt about that. Bundy Davies doing a good job. She's the ideal pacemaker. She's quite tall, but she's got a gap of about 5 metres at the moment on Boffey. And in third place behind Boffey is Pizzo of France, who's a 2:04 performer. She's actually the reigning French indoor champion in the blue strip in third place. As Bundy Davies goes through 400 metres, still with that 5-metre lead from Isabel Boffey. Yarigo in fourth place, but these athletes in second and third, Boffey and Pizzo beginning to get away. A little bit of a gap developing. Certainly plenty of experience in the legs of Benin's Noli Yarigo, but she's in fourth place at the moment as Bundy Davies moves aside. She's done a good job, almost taking them to 600 metres. Now through the line, through the bell, it's Isabel Boffey who leads. European Youth Champion back in 2016, fourth in the Commonwealth Youth the following year. She's a massive talent, is Boffey. Driving hard down the back straight and building a big lead as the pack behind her gathers together for the final surge going into the final bend. There are 5 athletes, incredibly tightly packed, but this is a solo run from Boffey, and what a class run too from the young Briton. She leads all the way down the home straight by 15 metres, crosses the line there. That's a brilliant run from Isabel Boffey. In a different class, there's no doubt about it. Well, she has English schools titles and English and British national titles and European titles to her name, this young athlete. And certainly that would suggest she is wintering very well indeed. There's the lineup for the men's 800 metres. 6 athletes out there. So the men's 800 metres then about to get underway. 6 starters. Cameron Griffith with the ambitious pacemaking job of going out in 52. So away they go. And, very quick running there over the opening stages. Garcia it is who surges to the front. Mariano Garcia of Spain. Fourth in the European indoors back in 2019 in those red shorts, and so quick is he. Look like the pacemaker can get to the front. Well, Mariano Garcia tearing into this second lap. It's very quick indeed. Might well be quicker than 52 seconds at 400. Van Diepen in second place, the tall figure for the Netherlands. And back in third place is just looking as they go through. It's the Belgian Van der Putte. 53 seconds at 400 metres, 53.5, but it's still Garcia who's taking on the front-running role. He's not afraid of this. Archie Davis moving down the outside, eases past Van der Putte, the Belgian there. It doesn't get all the way round. There's so few overtaking opportunities with these tight indoor bends, and the straights are very short indeed. Big push there from Van der Putte. Great acceleration into the bell. Attacks into the final bend. Good move that. Moving around the outside, looking strong still is Van Diepen. And it's the Belgian from the Dutch in first and second. Van der Putte from Van Diepen. The Spaniard Mariano Garcia beginning to struggle now going into this final bend. Archie Davis back in fourth place and down the home straight. Still brilliant running here from Van der Putte. What a run it is from him. Dips at the line there. That is brilliant from Van der Putte. Wonderfully executed race. Maybe a little too quick over the first 200 or 300 metres. then it's settled down a little bit. But it's all about, I think, with these early races of an indoor season, getting the racing done, getting your body into the right places at the right times. Tactics indoors are critically important, but brilliant running there from Van der Putte to put away a very, very strong field. Ben Greenwood winning 1:48.04 then from Rocco Zaman-Brown 1:49.08, so a full second at the winning margin there for Greenwood. He really worked for that one after the Australian Cameron Griffith had done a great pacemaking job. And a solid time, 1:48.04. That's a huge personal best for Zaman-Brown, but for Ben Greenwood too, that is a lifetime best indoors by almost 2 seconds. And there is the lineup for this men's A 800-metre race. Zaman-Brown, Solbu, Greenwood and Griffith, but there are only 3 of them out there, so I'm not sure who the non-starter is. I think it might be Cameron Griffith of Australia, who should have been the pacemaker. Away they go then, for this men's A 800-metre race. The pacemaker, Cameron Griffith, is doing the job for Rocco Zaman-Brown as a 1:53 performer, and Ben Greenwood, who's a 1:49 athlete. These 3 moving very, very smoothly through the first lap, and they go through 200 metres there in single file. And Cameron Griffith has been asked to go out in 51 seconds. That is very quick indeed. But he's looking smooth, as indeed is Ben Greenwood behind him, the Scottish champion last summer. He's a 1:47.7 athlete outdoors. Semi-finalist in World Youth back in 2015. He's got plenty of experience. They go through 400 metres. Pacemaker is now gone. Griffith is out. There to be shot at now is Ben Greenwood. Rocco Zaman-Brown in second place, tucked in behind him, enjoying the ride. He's a 1:47.4 performer outdoors. They've got almost identical personal bests outdoors. And they come to the bell this time. That lap taking around 27 seconds. Just beginning to struggle a little bit, perhaps, is Ben Greenwood, who leads into the back straight for the final time. Gritting his teeth and working hard. Zaman-Brown made a suggestion that he was going to move wide, but he couldn't close on Greenwood, who's beginning to ease away maybe around this final bend. The gap's growing. It was 2 metres, 3 metres, now 4. And Ben Greenwood getting the reward for real determination from the front. Wins by 5 or 6 metres and going away. Great effort from Ben Greenwood. Ben Greenwood winning 1:48.04 then from Rocco Zaman-Brown 1:49.08, so a full second at the winning margin there for Greenwood. He really worked for that one after the Australian Cameron Griffith had done a great pacemaking job. And a solid time, 1:48.04. That's a huge personal best for Zaman-Brown, but for Ben Greenwood too, that is a lifetime best indoors by almost 2 seconds. There's the lineup for the men's shot put. Yusuf Zatat heads over Sven Polman of the Netherlands. Andrei Todt of Romania. Scott Lincoln, the British #1, is in there. Confirmation of that win for Scott Lincoln in the men's shot put, 20 metres 73 from the Brit. A very comfortable win, in fact, over a high calibre field. Andrei Todt of Romania second, 20.29, and Marcus Thompson of Norway taking third, just 4 centimetres down. That's less than 2 inches. Sven Polman close to 19 metres, and Yusuf Zatat again on 18.5 metres. First throw of this women's shot put competition then by Bente Koenig of the Netherlands. She's a 17.74 performer outdoors, 17.20 her indoor best. And that looked pretty solid from the tall Dutch athlete. 17.16 for Koenig with her opener, the Dutch athlete. This is Sarah Mitten of Canada, her opening effort. Midden has an outdoor best of 1889, very close to that with her indoor best of 1876. Sophie McKenna then, the British #1 from Great Yarmouth Athletics Club, takes her opening effort. Very fast across the circle is McKenna. 11th in those World Championships back in 2019. She says she's really sharpened up, lost a lot of weight through this last 6 months or so. $17.36 for McKenna. That opener is a lead. So here is Chase Ely. 7th in the World Championships in 2019. The American been training for the last 3 weeks in Loughborough with Sophie McKenna, who's thrown 17.36 with her opener just prior to this effort. And that looks pretty useful from Chase Ely as well. She is an 18.99 thrower at her absolute best. Fanny Roos, the next to throw then, the Swedish 27-year-old. She was 7th at the Olympic Games in Tokyo last summer. Here's her opening effort. Very quick Roos across the circle. 2nd at the European Indoor Championships last year. McKenna then. Sophie McKenna into the circle. Her 6th and final effort. She opened with a big effort. Then 18.43 in the second round. Round 4, 18 meters. A no throw in round 5. But she needs to find 6 more centimeters here. Oh, and that looks big from McKenna. Is it enough? She's chasing, remember. 18.49, the lead from Chase Ely. That came in round 3 for the American. 18.48 is the mark for Fanny Roos in 2nd place. That was back in round 2. She needs to find 6 centimeters to take the lead, and that would be on countback. 18.43 her best so far. This 6th and final round effort, 18.53. She does take the lead, McKenna, with her final throw. But the big pair who were ahead of her, Fanny Roos of Sweden and Chase Ely of the USA, have their 6th round efforts coming now. Here is Fanny Roos. The gauntlet thrown down. 18.53 is what she's chasing, and I'm not sure that's enough, and she knows it. It's going to be measured. But she has been shunted down to 3rd place. Lovely shot of the 5 athletes post-competition there from the Win Shot competition with Sophie McKenna taking the win in spectacular fashion with 18.53 in round 6 from her trading partner Chase Ely of the USA, 2nd with 18.49. Sophie McKenna winning the shot then with 18.53 in spectacular fashion. The Briton taking that with a 6th round effort from Chase Ely, her training partner, 18.49 for the American. That came in round 3. And the Roos of Sweden in 3rd place, 18.48. That was a round 2 effort from the Swede. Really tight at the top in a great women's contest. Under challenging conditions, with COVID enforcing many late adjustments to the fields, it's been a very solid start to the World Athletics World Indoor Tour of 2022. Stadium records and dozens of personal bests peppered the unfolding drama here at the BoXX United Manchester World Indoor Tour Silver Level meeting. And the world's best athletes will continue to gather at a further 37 World Indoor Tour meetings before those World Indoor Championships in Belgrade in late March. From all of us here in Manchester, bye-bye.